The strength of words. In a bustling European marketplace, footsteps hurried, voices bargained, and life moved quickly. Yet in one quiet corner, an old blind man sat unnoticed. Before him on the cold ground lay an old, worn-out hat. Inside were just a few scattered coins, the only proof of those who had spared him a thought. Beside his hat was a small cardboard sign, written in shaky letters, "I am blind. Please help me." The words carried truth, but little power. The crowd passed endlessly. Some glanced for a moment. Most ignored him completely. His silent plea was drowned in the noise of busy lives. One morning, a young woman on her way to work slowed her steps. Something about the man, his stillness and his lonely presence caught her attention. She reached into her pocket, pulled out a few coins, and gently dropped them into his empty hat. The faint clink brought a small smile to his lips. As she turned to leave, her eyes fell on the cardboard sign beside him. She stopped mid-step, staring at the simple words written there. With a sudden decision, she bent down, lifted the sign from the ground, and turned it over. Taking a black marker from her bag, she carefully began to write new words. Not changing the truth, but shaping it with deeper meaning. She placed the sign back in full view, angled so everyone passing by would see it clearly. From that moment, everything began to change. People began to slow their hurried steps. Their eyes moved toward the new words, and their expressions softened as the message reached their hearts. One by one, coins began to fall into the hat. Some bent lower, placing folded notes with care, as though the words on the sign had awakened something deeper in them. By afternoon, the hat that had once seemed nearly empty was filling quickly with coins and notes, generosity flowing steadily from strangers. For a moment, people were not just busy shoppers, they were kind. He could not see the faces stopping by, but he heard it, the constant fall of coins and notes, the music of compassion. As the day wore on, the sunlight softened into golden evening. The busy market now carried a calmness warmed by acts of kindness. That afternoon, the same young woman returned on her way home. She slowed her steps, wondering if her small act had made any difference. The blind man lifted his head. Though sightless, he recognized her footsteps instantly. He had waited for this moment all day. He called out gently, his voice trembling with emotion. "Excuse me, were you the one who changed my signboard this morning?" The young woman paused, smiled softly, and knelt beside him. Her presence carried quiet kindness that words alone could not express. She whispered warmly, "Yes, it was me. I only wrote the truth, but in a different way." The old man listened intently. Though he could not see her face, his expression changed, touched with wonder and gratitude. She explained, "You wrote, 'I am blind, please help me.' I wrote, 'It is a beautiful day, and I cannot see it.'" He could not see the letters, but his heart understood. Her words gave his truth new life and new power. The hat beside him now overflowed. What had been silence was now the steady song of generosity. People gave not out of pity, but out of compassion, their hearts moved by words that spoke to beauty they could see, but he could not. The blind man whispered, "Thank you. You gave me more than coins. You gave me hope." His voice trembled with emotion. In the power of words, his world was transformed. And so was the heart of everyone who passed by that day. As the evening quiet settled and the golden light faded, the old blind man sat peacefully, no longer invisible, but remembered.